Okay, we'll get to questions in a minute, but Coach, if you want to start us with just some general thoughts on the challenge tonight of playing, the defending Horizon League champs and the preseason favorite again this year.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I just know Austin's done a heck of a job with that program. It's a good basketball team. We just played. Heck of a coach on the other side of it, and they showed it. So any preseason accolades or anything, they've earned them. So I would imagine that they'll move forward in that league and do really, really well. But impressed with their players and the system even before we played them. So Macy Williams is good. She's good of the post players. We'll see all year. And I thought Destiny Perkins did a heck of a job. A young lady from right down the road, and have known her for a long time. She's a really good kid. Played her heart out and played really, really hard. Gave us fits. And of course, the Macklemore kid, again down the road, another really good player. And I can't say enough about the job Austin's done down there. So, as for us, we got to keep getting better. We got to keep fighting, and we'll find some positives in this one and move on and try to get ready for a big conference game coming up on Wednesday.
Okay, Charleston, if you have questions, go for it.
Hey, Coach.
And how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I've been better.
So obviously, you guys once again kind of struggled in the turnover department. First, do you think the turnovers are more self-inflicted, or do you think it's something the opponents are doing to you guys? And then how do you guys plan on cutting down on those turnovers on Wednesday? Yeah,
I mean, clearly IUPUI pressed us and got after our point guard play. At times just took it from us, and gave us some problems that way. So. That's something that you just got to keep working at, and you gotta want the ball in those situations. And I thought they made us play east to west a little bit too much, and against pressure you got to play north to south. And I thought when we did that, we were okay with it. And when we got a little bit tired and started playing east to west and not wanting the ball, they gave us fits. So it's something we'll learn from film, and unfortunately. Won't be able to get on the practice floor a whole lot this week because we play again Wednesday, play again on Saturday. So we're going to have to try to keep us all 8 of our kids as healthy as we can, so we can try to get through the next 40 minutes.
Subarat made her first career start tonight. Obviously, she took her lumps, but how do you think she handled the pressure, and what impressed you from her performance tonight?
Yeah, I think she came out really aggressive. Overall, I think she played well, played hard. There's some things defensively that she's got to learn, just like any freshman. But you can't falter for her effort level. I think she played hard and she played aggressively on the offensive end. Just like everybody, when she got tired, it was a struggle. But it is what it is. We've got to keep fighting through it, and hopefully we can play our way into some tip-top shape. But we are far from it right now.
Macy Williams obviously had a big game. I saw in the second half you guys kind of adjusted, started to double more, started to shade towards her post-ups. How do you think your defense handled that transition in the second half, and then kind of the off-ball movement, her finding her teammates on the three-point line? What did you see out of your team, and do you think that was up to par with what you were expecting?
Well, yeah, I mean, she torched us there in the first half, had 20 and 5 rebounds, and just about got the ball wherever she wanted to. But I'll tell you, I think our biggest issue, and I'll have to go back and watch it on film, was our inability to guard the ball. So when they were driving it, we were stepping over to help off their 5 player, and now it's Macy Williams against a guard on a rotation, and that's not smart basketball. So we've got to do a better job of guarding the basketball and not allowing the penetration that we allowed today. And I thought that led to a lot of it. she got to the free throw line, got some offensive rebounds. And then, like Charleston, because I like you, I'll be really honest with you right now. I think Austin helped us guard Macy. Austin's the head coach at IUPUI, by the way. Austin helped us guard Macy in the second half. Probably he worked on a few other things and didn't play her quite as much. Yeah, I mean, she's a preseason player of the year for a reason. She's really, really good. And I think collectively she was just a bit too much for us with where we are in the season right now.
Last question here for you, Coach. Obviously, you touched on, a short turnaround on Wednesday against Ohio. What will sort of be, your message to your team headed into, that first conference game? And, how will you guys prepare in the next day or so?
Yeah, a lot of that will probably depend on what I see on film tonight. If I think there's some things that we need to address with this one, which clearly there will be, we'll take care of that. And then, we've got to quickly flip the page. One of the beauties of basketball, like unlike football, you got to wait a whole week when you have a tough loss and you got a bad taste in your mouth. And with basketball, you get a quick turnaround. And you've got to at times have amnesia. This conference game on Wednesday is big. That's what we're trying to prepare for as a conference. And, the athletic directors tried to open up some weekends in February in case we had some cancellations, we would have some place to move them. And it just so happened that ours fell this Wednesday, and so we can't really control that, and we got to get ourselves ready to go. I have a feeling that we will flip the page quick, and we will talk a lot about Eastern Michigan over the next day and a half as we get ready for them on Wednesday night. And at the end of the day, whether we win or lose, you got to move to the next one. You can't have a hangover because you're happy. You can't have a hangover because you're pissed. You got to be able to play the next one and figure out ways to get better. And that's what we will implore this group to do.
Okay, Coach, that's all I have for you. Thank you.
All right, Charleston. Thanks, my man.
Coach, just a couple more quick ones for you if you got a second. One, you mentioned briefly just kind of playing shorthanded. You've got a short roster that you're dealing with right now on top of all the other challenges that this year presents. Kind of what are your takeaways from the first couple games and how your team has dealt with that challenge?
You just face adversities all through a season. You never know when they're going to come. It would be easy for us to have pity parties and woe is me and all those kind of things. But at the end of the day, you go out there and play with the ones that are ready to go. And, we've always done that. And, those kids that are out there playing, they want to play, when they tell us we got a game, we'll go play it. And we're trying to get in as many as we can right now. And at the same time, try to figure out a way to get better. And I don't know if the games are as hard or the practices. It's hard to practice with limited numbers. We don't have a male practice squad because of protocol, which is understandable. So we're having to figure that out on the fly a little bit. And at the same time, work on some toughness issues and some speed of the game issues and some things that we're dealing with. But all this stuff will make us better if we allow it to. And so that's the approach we're taking.
And then lastly, how do you approach Wednesday's game against Eastern Michigan, given that it is a conference opener, but in a typical year, you would have 10, 12 games under your belt before you jump into your first conference game. Does that change at all how you view this game?
No, I think it's important to start the league off 1-0, no matter when it is. Eastern Michigan is at the same point of their season as we are. So it's not like they have an advantage. They played more or anything like that. I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to them yet. We will tonight and get a plan together for tomorrow. But you bet you that we want to start off 1-0 on Wednesday. and put ourselves in a position as we progress through this season to it sounds crazy, but to play for a championship into February and March right now. But that's what this program stands for, and it will, believe me when I tell you, be full steam ahead.